Ace King Gates is my first video in a long time. I'm very interested in this, conspiracy charge with Lil Durk is being charged with murder for hire, and he has several co-defendants, and some of the co-defendants uncharged. I'm going to be going live about this tonight at 7 p.m., but I wanted to give a video to give my take and bring some understanding, as I am a pre-law graduate and I've studied law, my whole entire life. Bachelor's degree in criminal justice and political science. I did a 7-year bid and I was studying law. The whole time helping people think I consider myself a jailhouse lawyer. But when it comes to this little Durk, OTF indictment, okay, it's a few things. We know it's a witness in the case because they got a lot of different details, specific details, right? But specifically, when we're speaking about Lil Durk's role, we're talking about murder for hire. So I'm going to read the definition of what murder for hire is. As we go through the video, I'm going to break this down.
For the federal government to charge and ultimately convict someone like Lil Durk or any individual of murder for hire, they must meet certain legal standards and specify specific elements required under the federal law. Murder for hire is typically charged under 18 U.S. Code 1958, which makes it a federal crime to use interstate commerce, facilities such as phones, mail, or the internet to commit or claim murder in exchange for something valuable, money, service, goods, etc. Here's an outline of what the government would need to establish and convict someone for murder for hire under federal law. First, number one, the use of interstate commerce facilities. The Constitution must provide the accused use an interstate commerce facility like a phone, call, email, or other communication across the state line to arrange or amend the act. Even a single use, or just sending a text or making a call can satisfy this requirement. Number two, intent to commit murder. The government must show that the person intends for someone else to be killed. The intent can be shown through direct evidence such as verbal agreements, written communication, and recorded conversation, or thorough circumstantial evidence like behavior or purchases that suggest planning a murder. Three, a payment or promise of payment. There must be proof that the accused offered or promised something of value in exchange for the murder. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be anything valuable such as services or drugs or property. Four, clear evidence linking to the plan. The government must provide credible evidence that directly links the accused of the murder for hire plot with the witness testimony, recording, surveillance, communication, finance transactions. For conviction in federal court, the government must prove each of these elements beyond a reasonable doubt.
Given the severe penalty associated with the murder for hire, federal prosecutors usually pursue these cases with substantial evidence. So, at a federal grand jury, hearsay is admissible. It's not admissible at a federal trial. Civil cases, the standards preponderance of the evidence. Right? I'm seeing that, I just did my research, is that when it comes to murder for hire cases, that the federal government has to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard in the land. So they got to prove, when you get a person indicted at the grand jury, that's why they say you can indict a ham sandwich. There's certain standards, like you just got to establish a prima facie case. And what that means is you got to have evidence for every element of the crime. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you convicting the person at trial, the government has to prove every element of that crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, what I was saying is a few things that I know Durk is going to do and that he can do to beat this case. I feel like Durk's innocent, and, first I'm going to say, why would you have to pay day ones to, retaliate for another day one being murdered, first of all? So that's going to be the first thing. Like, they were going to do that anyway. That's their day one friend. It's the life, it's the culture they grew up in, it's how they live. So he had to pay nobody to do that anyway. That was King Von. I think Durk is going to do what he should do, is hire, private investigators. What private investigators can do is they can go re-interview these people to make sure their statements is consistent. They can find inconsistencies, make sure they wasn't coerced or promised any monetary gain from somebody or intimidated by the police. There's so many different things. You're gonna have a whole team of lawyers to make sure that the government did everything they're supposed to do the right way, and if they didn't, to get that shit suppressed, to weaken their case. So all these different things. When you got money and you can hire private investigators. You can hire, some of the best lawyers that money ever could buy. Durk gonna be ready. Then you got a bunch of solid friends. Right? As long as everybody, stick to the script, I feel like, Durk is gonna be high. They don't have no real strong, like that lawyer said, they haven't produced any real strong evidence on Durk. In this scenario, I think Didi and Bond, they gonna have to just take the fall. Shit, as long as they say it wasn't influenced by Durk. Durk didn't direct this. I did this on my own. I'm gonna take the plea, hold myself accountable. I don't know what that's gonna look like. If they get good lawyers, maybe they can get 25 years. I see them dudes willing to go through 25 years as long as they got a date. 25, 30 years. I don't see them dudes telling, but life, you got to get them. They got to make sure them boys got a good lawyer team. I'm sure they will, but I don't see. From what we see right now, they got that text message. That's something that they establishing. One of the elements where they got to put that was Durk. That's that message. But I don't see the government being able to prove this case on Durk. What we see so far beyond a reasonable doubt. They got a witness. They saying OTF Jam may be conspirator number 2. He was on the scene. That's why he knows so much. Now, if that's the case, it will come down to Durk's lawyer team. Cross-examining this guy. You always got the right to confront your accuser. Is he gonna get on the stand in front of the whole rail and say this stuff? Is he gonna take it back? Is he gonna have inconsistencies that they're gonna be able to prove that he might have caught a case? Or he's working with the government, worked out a deal where he's not going to be charged. So many things are going to play out in order for me to prove this case. So, I'm standing with Durk. I'm going to keep y'all updated. I'm going to keep covering this case. As details come out, I'm going to stay keeping everybody informed and giving my opinion as a jailhouse lawyer. So continue to follow the White Chalk podcast page, man. Tap in with me. Tell me what y'all think. Let's comment, like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. Stay tuned.